Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I apologize for the video being late. Man, I literally just got home from watching the fight. Obviously, you guys know I watched the fight with the Watsons and everyone. There's only four or five of us who watched the fight, but here's the funny story that you guys might enjoy. So we're watching the Warren fight, and Warren wins by majority decision. And the next fight, right? I think Lubin fights after that, right? He knocks him out in the third, knocks some kid out in the third round. And we're waiting for the Fonfara fight, right? He comes out in his Prince outfit, gown slash robe, right? And Sam and I are like, man, he's a killer. He's the next Kelly Pavlik. He's going to destroy this Smith kid, right? We're literally just going there. He's going to destroy him. He's going to kill him, right? And it looks like he's going straight in for the kill, right? Literally straight in for the kill. And all of a sudden, he gets knocked the hell out. It was the funniest thing, man. It was kind of like, if you guys remember Manny Pacquiao against Chris Algieri, when Chris Algieri was losing on the cards, and his trainer's like, "You about to let him out the cage? You about to let him out the cage, right?" And as soon as he says let him out the cage, Manny Pacquiao knocks him down. Funny story, man. And we were just talking smack the whole time because uh, a friend of ours, Ed, a great friend. I'll introduce you guys to him. He's funny, man. I really need to introduce you guys to him. You guys would be enamored with him. He tells great stories, and so he has a young fighter, Ronald Mixon, and he's 7-0 with 6 knockouts, 5 knockouts. And you guys can boxing wreck him, right? I'll be doing some stuff on the channel about him soon. And we were telling him, because he fights at 175 as well, and Fonfara fights at 175. And we were just telling him how he needs to tune up, and we're giving him advice on what he should do because he's 7-0 and he has a big fight in August on PBC. And Sam and I go on in giving, like, quote unquote, our expertise advice. Obviously, Sam has more advice and more experience than I have in the game. And we're going in and we're talking. And and Ed is like, okay, yeah, I see what you guys are talking about. And then the fight comes on. He's a killer. He gonna destroy this Jones kid. It was set up for him to call out Adonis Stevenson after the fight, the winner of Adonis Stevenson and Top Dog Williams, right? That's gonna be July 29th. And we're like, yeah, he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna destroy him. And we're looking good. The first round, like literally, he's gonna knock him out, destroy him. And that overhand right decapitates Andrew Fonfara, and the fight is basically over. He follows up, knocks him down the second time, and the ref steps in. But it was just hilarious, man. We're giving all this expertise advice for the 175 division. I called Fonfara, Andrew Pavlik. Oh my heavens! I wish you guys could have been there, but the fight ended around 8, and literally, I just got home 10 minutes ago, so we were talking all day and night a lot about boxing, and the O.J. Simpson trial dominated a lot of the conversation because they have that ESPN series Made in America, and I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna do a review. I should do a review on that when I watch it, but I wanted to binge watch it, so I fought off watching it all week, so I can just spend within 2 days to watch this fight. It probably won't be this week because I'm flying out to New York for the Porter Thurman fight, and so I won't have time to watch it this week. But I can watch it on ESPN on demand, so I can do that from my laptop. But we just had a great night, man. It was so much fun. I wish all you guys can experience watching a fight with Sam, and it's just a great time, man. And barbershop conversations. But now let's get into the fight. It took that long, right? uh, Fonfara, it was just plain and simple. Fonfara went in reckless abandon and didn't care about anything coming back in return. That's just the bottom line. And I was telling everyone else that that was a last call overhand right. If Smith misses that overhand right, the fight is over. Andrew Fonfara wins because he peppers him, then he combinations him to death, and I have no doubt that Smith will go down. And it's just one of them shots, man. One of them shots. Like I say, if Khan doesn't sit in front of Canelo, we have a different fight. if Andrew Fonfara, it's kind of like Hakeem, like same thing with Hakeem Rahman. Hakeem Rahman against the heavyweight Lennox Lewis. Overhand right. He was overhand against the ropes, lands an overhand right, and you see what happens in the second fight. So if I'm Smith, I definitely don't go after him again. Shit, you beat Fanfare, you deserve the winner of Superman Stevens and Top Dog Williams. Hey, that works out well for you. You get a big payday if it's Adonis Stevenson in Canada. So barbershop conversation. That's simply all I thought. Um, and it goes to show you at that weight class, cruiserweight, because those 75 guys are literally cruiserweights. One fight changes the fight in any weight class, guys. But when you start getting up in weight, you get more and more power, and it's the body is not meant to take punches at that weight. You get what I'm saying? So um, it's just great for Smith, terrible for Funfar because he was literally 20 seconds away from taking care of this guy in the first round for real. I thought. Let me know what you guys think. And it looked like he had no respect for what was coming back in return because the kid was poorly ranked. I don't know what his ranking was, but it was double digits, well in the double digits, and he just didn't respect the kid. He came out with no caution. In the first round, you feel him out. You feel his jab. You want to check the timing of his jab. Is his footwork above average? Does he go right? Does he go left? Does he pull back? Does he pull and counter? Or does he pivot and counter? These are things that you want to know or learn in the first round that maybe you didn't learn in tapes or from previous sparring partners that sparred him to give you some advice on how to fight the guy. So, what a fight. Upset of the year thus far. I was trying to think of another upset. Let me know, guys, because we were having a conversation and I literally went blank. Uh, a upset that was on TV. That was a fight. So right now, I consider this definitely the upset of the year. Fanfare was on pace to get a Badu Jack fight. Um, what else? I would have thought Badu Jack and him would have been good for them to fight, and then get the winner of Ward, Kovelev, Adonis, Stevenson, whoever it may be. So you know, the 175-pound division is a good division if you look at the 5 to 6 fighters that's in there. And I thought Fanfare was right in there. I thought he created in basketball terms or team sports terms matchup problems, and it just didn't work out. So overall, Fanfare bounced back because if you literally think about it, he just got caught and the left hand was down. You throw that right, and you want that left hook to come right after it, and he didn't have it protecting himself, and that's typically what happens when you go 100% offense. Kind of like if like when Chris Algieri threw his counter shot, if you guys remember against Earl Spence, he just didn't have no power behind it. Earl Spence just literally just mauled him, rolled right through him. I apologize for saying that word, being insensitive with all the tragedies happening to kids with all these animals and stuff, but just literally just engulfed them. So, but good night, man. I had a good night, man. We were there all night, man. It was a great time, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and we gonna get it popping. Um, this upcoming week, I leave Tuesday. I have a pit stop in Atlanta for 2 days, and then I'll be covering the fight from. I land Thursday, but I think Thursday I'm gonna go see family and friends and tell all my family members I don't have tickets for the fight. When you're on the other side of the velvet ropes, they think you know everybody and have connections on everything and everyone, and you know, and it's not that easy, but it is what it is, and they're just glad that they know someone on the other side of the velvet ropes. Because when you look at me on the outside looking in, you think because I did a movie on Floyd Mayweather, I'm part of the money team, and I'm good friends with Team Watson, and I have access to everything. But it's not that easy. I get some clout, but it's not that easy, and that's typically what it is. And I was just thinking, I was driving home, right, and you get, I would say 1 out of 4 comments on YouTube is you're biased, you're unbiased, just from all the channels. I try and watch as many channels, especially on Big Fight Week. I watch everyone, starting with Dante, Boxing Nation on down. I watch all the videos and perspectives, and I love the commentary videos, just to get perspective, because you already know what the fighter is going to say. It's going to be a good fight. I'm going to knock him out, and I'm doing this for my country. I'm doing it for God. The typical stuff. They're not going to say anything that's going to alarm you, for the most part. And there's no such thing as an unbiased reporter. I was just thinking, right? If it's documented now that I have a relationship with, let's say Floyd Mayweather and Team Watson, which makes me in alliance with PBC, right? So obviously, I would favor PBC and have dialogue, and because I have a relationship on the other side, I have like personal relationships that it's hard to be non-biased, and it's funny because the people say in the comments saying, how can you be how you're biased? You love black fighters, you love Mexican fighters, you love young fighters, you love old fighters. The case may be true, but at the end of the day, there's no such thing as being non-biased or unbiased, because if your brother committed a crime or sister committed a crime, you're going to believe them. And in most cases, even if you know they committed the burglary, you're still going to defend them. You're not going to tell people they did it until they were convicted. I believe he's innocent. Or you might tell your inner circle, yeah, he's going to get off. He did it, but he's going to get off. Or she did it, but we're going to help him get him off. Mom is going to leverage the home to post bail. You guys have heard this story a million times. So it's no such thing as an unbiased, non-biased reporter. And I just want that to be clear, and I just want them to have full understanding of it. It's just reality. Through yourself, others. You don't throw away relationships for the sake of personal gain. You try and do your job. You listen to the Stephen A. Smiths. You listen to the Skip Bayless. Yeah, they have relationships that we will never ever know. And that's the beauty of like YouTube, being a YouTube reporter, and I wouldn't say just a YouTube, but being a part of the media. But YouTube makes it a little bit more introspective. You guys know us. Like, you guys may never meet us, but you know what we like, what we don't like. You know our tempo, our cadence. We're literally in communication with each other through comments and emails and stuff like that. So it's a bit more interpersonal, albeit we may never touch each other or see each other, but that's just the case. And it's just funny how people just get on the message board and say, you're being non-biased, you're being unbiased. But there's no such thing as whatever you're biased for is whatever you're biased for. I'm not making that argument. What I'm saying, there's no such thing as an unbiased reporter. And that's just it, and I'm very clear about when President Obama announced he's running for president. President Obama had to lose my vote. I'm proud of it. I don't need to preface it or give any examples why. It's just the bottom line. I voted for President Obama. I thank God he was black. I thank God he was a capable candidate, and I'm glad he put in, I would say, an above average 4 years. Thanks to him, we have free health care. And if you know anyone who has a 9-to-5 job, if you look at their deductions, excuse me, you can see that the health care deduction is now gone. So, and compared to 10 years ago, a decade ago. So, that alone will save you money on the back end, and that's just the reality, and so I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I was just thinking that on the driving home, and people saying unbiased, non-biased reporters are terrible. Well, who is unbiased? Who is non-biased? Right? Barbershop Conversations. Happy Father's Day again. Game 7 tomorrow, Sean Porter. Keith Thurman next Saturday, which is the welterweight division fight of the year in terms of getting these two fighters in the ring is definitely the fight of the year thus far at the 147-pound division. And be on the lookout for Danny Garcia real soon. They should be announcing hopefully a fight for him, and it may be big news. So Barbershop Conversations, please hit the subscribe button. Fonfara loses in the upset of the year. O.J. Simpson, I'm going to binge watch that. I really want to watch that before I start working in New York this week, man. But I want to watch that O.J. series, man. It was because before the fight, it was on ESPN and it was on. I'm just looking at how amazing how they presented the information. You guys know I'm big on sports documentaries. I've done a handful now, and I've been fortunate enough to hit home runs in 2 of them. So it's been good to me. So Barbershop Conversation, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna win Game 7? You know, if you guys get to the 16 minutes of this video, some of you guys may have clicked off by now, but who's gonna win Game 7? I got Cleveland. Sam is going to do 50 push-ups, and I'm going to video it for you guys if I win. If I lose, I'm not videotaping the 50 push-ups. So enjoy your day, and just, I don't know, it's very late in California time. It's 2:27 in the morning, so I genuinely appreciate you guys' support. I definitely don't take this for granted, and I look forward to bringing you guys some more boxing content. Barbershop Conversations. Don't forget to tweet, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Live, and we'll go from there. Barbershop Conversation. Hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.